live from Altavista High School in the midst of the light show. It's time for Colonels basketball. The Altavista Colonels live on 105.5 KD Country. I am Kyle Haney. He is Agent Zero, the big O, Oscar Briggs. Oscar, it's always fly by the seat of your pants when you're talking high school basketball, but even more so tonight. An abbreviated Subway pregame show for us, Mr. Briggs, but we'll give people a little bonus in the halftime and the back end of things.
Yeah, and when you talk about it's game time, it is literally game time. Right in the middle of the light show, doing the Altavista starters, and they've already announced the Gretna starters. We'll have a tip-off here in probably less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll have to put the head coach, Mike Cardellaro, on hold. His interview will have to wait for the Subway halftime show. Some slight minor technical difficulties prevented us from getting on in time, but you're not going to miss a second of the action on the hardwood because of the crack work from folks like Agent Zero, Oscar Briggs, and our sound engineer, Eleanor Haney. We are here live from Altavista High School. It's the Gretna Hawks. It's the Altavista Colonels. And you will hear, as I said, from the head coach, Mike Cardellaro, at the halftime show. So all you folks waiting for your shout-outs, just sit tight. You're going to get a good first half of basketball anyway. Mr. Briggs, before we get to the starters very quickly, let me tell you, our game is brought to you by the First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. Bug Motors, over 40 cars and trucks in stock just minutes south of the airport on Route 29. Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, your authorized train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving families since 1905. Beller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. English Building Supply, your complete home center in your home for atrium vinyl windows. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. Highview Motors GMC, from small to tall, Highview has it all. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. And, of course, your live internet broadcast brought to you by Chris Owen, your Allstate agent in Lynchburg. This is the Subway pregame show, and as I mentioned, a little shorter version of that pregame show is I was hoping we'd get joined by referee H.F. Haymore on the Subway pregame show, but he's a little busy here, almost set for tip off.
And we were pretty busy, too. Some technical difficulties. We're at a little bit different vantage point today. We are courtside. One of the vantage points that we get to take at some other venues that we go to. Certainly it'll be interesting tonight, and a little bit different, a little bit fun, and hope the broadcast comes through loud and clear for everybody.
Yeah, I think it'll go okay. We've been mentioning to athletic director Dean Hubbard that we were itching to try this, get down here courtside at Altavista, be amongst the people. It is a nice look. The only disadvantage, Oscar, is, we're down here in this south end zone, I'll call it, not up high in the press box, so our vantage point might be a little bit different, but it is nice to get down here and have the energy of being courtside. Starters for the Hawks and the Colonels really quick, Mr. Briggs.
For Altavista, it's Mickey Malbach, Darius Johnson, Juan Thornhill, Josh McClure, and Nelson Dews. And for the Gretna Hawks, it's Javon Bennett, Tristan Graves, Demetrius Witcher, Chance Harris, and Tyrone Miller.
Tip between Bennett and Johnson goes to Altavista. That's Darius Johnson knocking it backwards to Michi Malbach. Colonels control. 7:50 left to play in the Select Air first quarter. Looks like the Hawks have come out in a 2-3 zone. Altavista passing around the perimeter. Malbach, little crossover dribble. Now they send it down in the corner of McClure. McClure, baseline jumper, a little too strong. Rebound by Von Bennett from the Gretna Hawks. Altavista won the first matchup, 45-19. Low-scoring affair down there in Gretna. We'll see if the low score holds tonight in Altavista.
Altavista force opening up in the man-to-man.
That's number 24, Demetrius Wisher. Chest pass to number 34. That's Tyrone Miller. Miller looking for a teammate. He's got it in Tristan Graves. Graves crossover dribble, guarded by Michi Malbach. Graves puts his hip and his elbow into Malbach, working his way through the paint. Off-balance shot won't fall. Rebound by Michi Malbach. Here comes number 1 quickly up ahead to Nelson Dews. Dews, right-hand layup from the left side of the hoop goes down. Early 2-0 Colonel lead. Just 1 minute gone in the first quarter.
Boy, Graves on that drive just continued to just move Michi out of the way like Michi wasn't even there.
Yeah, referees letting him play a little bit in that respect. Post pass goes into Von Bennett. Bennett, pump fake, turnaround jumper, up high, won't go down. Rebound, Darius Johnson. Up ahead, far sideline to Juan Thornhill, Juan dribbling, and he is bumped. No, they'll call Juan for the carry over there on the far sideline, right in front of the Gretna bench. That's a turnover. Hawk basketball with 6:37 left to play in the first. 2-0 Colonel lead.
Juan tried a little hesitation move, and the referee just indicated to Coach Carlero that he got his hand under the ball and carried it.
I've seen Juan called for that one or two other times this year. Not much, though, but it is something officials certainly pay attention to. Almost a steal there by Thornhill, but it's collected by Demetrius Witcher. He's trying to go down low, and it's stolen away by Johnson. Out of bounds off the Hawks. This is Altavista basketball. They were looking for Chance Harris near the low post.
And early indications are that they're going to call this pretty loose. That's a lot of physical contact there, and no call. So,
yeah, they were banging over there in front of the Colonel bench, Mr. Briggs. You're right. Early look anyway says that the officials are going to let the boys play a little bit. We'll see. Nelson Dews near sideline. Colonel's working right to left from our perspective, or south to north from our perspective. Free ball on the way from Nelson. No good. Long rebound controlled at the free throw line by Tyrone Miller and the Gretna Hawks. Here comes Graves the other way. Graves got to the low block. Nothing doing on the layup. Thornhill out quickly in transition across half court. Down low look, it goes to Nelson Dews. One extra pass to Darius. Shot won't fall down, but Darius is fouled. Good ball movement there in transition by the Colonels.
Excellent ball movement. Nelson actually had a little 5-footer, but deferred to Darius, who was cutting to the hoop for the layup, and contact. Darius goes to the line shooting two. 5:43 remaining in the first quarter. Colonels lead 2-0.
I mentioned Colonels with the win last time they played Gretna. Colonels with the win last time on the hardwood. They beat Brookville Saturday 60-48 in a game, of course, that you heard on 105.5. Last time me and Briggs were together. Colonels got a 3-point win. Very good game in Appomattox. That one took some life out of the Colonels, I think. Both free throws go down for Darius Johnson. We'll recap those other games in a second. Thornhill's got a steal in the front court. Down in the corner to Malbeck. Malbeck, three is good. Michi Malbeck cracking things open from the three-ball corner pocket. 7-0 Altavista lead. Full court pressure still on. Turnover on the Hawks. Basketball going to Altavista.
Boy, Tristan Graves and Michi Malbeck really going at it. Both of them talking a little bit, and it's fun.
It is fun.
It's always good to see Michi laughing.
Yeah, absolutely. Michi is a guy that always has an ongoing conversation going on with somebody on the court, and if nobody on the court will have one, then sometimes he'll have it with somebody in the stands too. But that's Michi. He's an energetic guy. He's a passionate guy. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he plays hard. Nelson Dews, three-ball, a little too strong. Rare to see Nelson airball one. Then the rebound is controlled by the Hawks after Michi had his hands on it briefly. In the lane, down low, Bennett, pump fake, up, in, off the window, shot won't fall, but he is fouled. McClure and Johnson got a hold of him. Take your pick on who this one's on, Oscar.
Hard to tell. It's a little bit of a disadvantage. They are going to call that on Josh McClure. It's his first, team's first.
Javon Bennett, senior for the Gretna Hawks, toes the free throw line with 5:03 remaining in the Select Air first quarter. First one up, too strong off the back window and then the back plate. Score will stay 7-0. Starters out there on the court for both teams so far. No substitutions as we are a little under 3 minutes through the first quarter. Both free throws no good. Nice rebound by Darius Johnson on the low post. Here comes Thornhill. Lob pass underneath to McClure. Extra look to Michi. Now over to Nelson Dews. Great ball movement again. It's back to McClure. McClure's three won't fall. Rebound not controlled by anybody. Last touch off the Colonels.
That was one of those situations where Darius and Javon Bennett went up, and you're kind of glad that the ball was caught off Altavista because Darius might have not been the last one to touch it, but he might have been on the back of Javon.
Sure. 7-0. Altavista leads. 4:42 remaining. Demetrius Witcher with the basketball. Up ahead to Tyrone Miller. Miller's layup attempt won't go in. It was contested by Nelson Dews, and McClure was around as well. McClure with the rebound middle of the lane. Colonels on offense. 4:30 left to play in the first. 7-0 Altavista lead. Nelson threw it away at the free throw line. Tristan Graves with the steal. Here comes Graves. Left side of the paint. Layup up. Won't go down. Thornhill had the rebound. Lost it. Saved in by Nelson Dews. Good teamwork by the Colonels, and they're really sharing the basketball. Darius Johnson had to recapture the basketball after losing it, and I think they're going to call it travel on him.
They did call it travel on him. And again, this game is continued to be really physical. Nothing dirty. Just physical play, and the refs are like the old days. They're letting them play.
And I liked what you said Friday. If there's no advantage gained, then maybe there's no point in calling a foul. And it seems like the officials are sort of taking your line of thinking so far here in the early going. Graves with a handle, right wing, down low, baseline. It goes to Von Bennett. Bennett turn around, looking for space. Too many steps. Official right there on it. Good double team by McClure and Thornhill to converge on Bennett. And that really is what caused the traveling violation.
Storied career of Javon Bennett. He's been a heck of an athlete for Gretna. Might be the last time we see him here in Altavista.
Yeah, on the gridiron and the basketball court, you're right. Von Bennett, one of those guys, a lot like Thornhill and the Johnsons. He's been around for 4 years, and he's really been a star ever since he put on the uniform. Malback thought about stepping into a three. Now he'll pass it up instead. Gets it back, right of center. Now right wing to Nelson Dews. Baseline, it goes to Josh McClure. Still the 2-3 zone from the Gretna Hawks. It's a 7-0 Altavista lead. Nelson Dews thought about another three, eyed the rim, going to use a dribble instead. Going back away from the basket. Malback catches about 35 feet away. Middle of the court. He'll try a long NBA range three. It's good. Michi Malback. He's made 2 of those three-pointers. Last one was in the corner. This one was dead on. It's a 10-0 Altavista lead. 3 minutes left to play in the Select Air first quarter. Graves, one-handed pass to break the timeline up ahead to Chance Harris. Now they've got it right in front of us to Demetrius Witcher. Colonels thought they had a steal. Witcher recovers. Over to Graves. He'll try a long three ball. Didn't hit any iron. Collected by Darius Johnson. Falls down to the ground. Battle for it between him and Graves. Thornhill's going to come out of there with it. Boy, it was like a fumble in football, and Thornhill just reached in the pile and got it.
Almost like a scrum in rugby.
Long pass. Malback thought about another NBA range three. Now just a short little 5-foot pass to Thornhill. They've got it in the left corner to McClure. Cycling back up top, right wing, it goes to Michi Malback. Malback, mid-post to Josh McClure. McClure, 10-foot jump shot with a pump fake, won't go down, got his own rebound. Look at himself buying his space down there, but they're going to say he traveled while he was trying to get that space. 2:15 remaining in the first, Oscar. 10-0 Altavista lead.
Nice footwork by Josh McClure, following his own shot, getting a rebound too. He went back up, he did shuffle his feet, but Josh McClure continues to battle on the board, to be a force with Demetrius out.
Yeah, McClure is really doing a nice job on the glass, averaging 5.3 boards a game. Turnover there, Gretna almost lost the ball. They did lose the basketball. It's going to be Altavista ball with 2:01 left to play in the first. Substitutions for the Colonels.
Yeah, mass substitutions. Montague, of course, in, and Chancellor Mormon in.
Thornhill, Dews, and Michi Malback stay for the Altavista Colonels. 1:50 left to play. Malback going to try another long three. It's good! Michi Malback putting on a show. 3 early long-range bombs here in the first quarter, and he's doing it from all over the court. 13-0 Colonel lead. Mormon and Thornhill tying up. Witcher over here on the near sideline, and Coach Dalrick Beard wants to call timeout to save possession. We'll take the timeout, too. Colonel's up big after 3 Michi Malback long balls. 1:30 left to play in the first on 105.5 KD Country.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Courtside from Altavista High School is the location. Altavista up 13-0. Boy, we've been talking a lot about Nelson Dews getting hot from behind the three-point arc. Mr. Briggs, it's been Michi Malback in the first quarter.
3 for 3 from three-point range. And all of them have been splashes, too. Nothing even close.
No
There's
kidding.
a steal by me.
Steal by Michi. Going up for the layup. Lost the handle. It was Witcher that knocked it out of his hands. No foul called. Basketball will stay with the Colonels. You're right. Michi, confident stroke out there. Nothing but net on 2 out of those 3. And then the third one just barely nipped the back of the iron, I think. 1:25 left to play in the Select Air first quarter. 13-0 lead. Better step out there, guard Malback. He caught her on the left wing and really thought about it. Donovan Montague is going to try the 3 instead. No good. Malback battling for the rebound. Out of bounds off the Colonels. And basketball going to go back to the Gretna Hawks. This happened in the first game, Oscar. Gretna took a long time to score their first points. It was very good Altavista defense.
Yeah, 1:14 remaining here in the first quarter, and Gretna's yet to scratch. So says a lot for the tenacity of the Altavista defense.
Colonels with the full court man-to-man. Thornhill steals the inbounds pass. He just timed it up, got one hand in the passing lane, batted it up high, and then collected the loose ball. Malback, left wing. Gretna still in the 2-3 zone, but they seem to now be paying special emphasis to Michi Malback, and with good reason. Up ahead, 1-on-4 fast break. Numbers weren't there for Witcher, but he tried to lay up anyway, didn't go. Jump shot, middle of the lane, knocked away. Donovan Montague grabs the loose ball. Here comes Michi up ahead. Stops middle of the lane, drops it off to Donovan Montague, and Monty with a nice soft touch there from about 3 feet right in front. Steal by Mateo. Malback shot is up, and he is fouled. Colonel's fast and furious, scoring with reckless abandon, Mr. Briggs.
And I didn't even realize Mateo had checked into the game, but going back to that little pass from Michi to Donovan, boy, that was a sweet pass, and what great intellect. Again, we talked about Donovan not playing a lot of organized basketball. Just what great instinct to go to the basket and had his hands up, right position, and was able to get the 2 points.
Yeah, great point. Donovan running the court well, just filling the middle of that lane, expecting the pass, and he got it. Free throw no good by Mateo Malback, so the score will remain 17-0. We're down to 35 seconds left to play in the first. Hawks, I'm sure, would love to get on the board before this first period ends. Witcher driving, pull-up jump shot now too strong. Rebounded at the free throw line by Chancellor Mormon. Up ahead, far sideline to Michi Malback. Malback moving left across the lane, stumbled momentarily, held onto the basketball and gives it up. Mateo Malback is going to grab it right in front of midcourt and just hold it. Down to 12 seconds. Colonel's holding for the last shot. Gretna, it looks like, will not score in this first quarter. The only question now is how many do the Colonels score? Michi Malback, left sideline, 3 seconds. Down in the corner to Montague. Montague, a buzzer beater up, a little too short. Would have counted, though. It got off in time. Colonels, a great first quarter. They're pitching a shutout, 17-0. Select Air, second quarter on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
Is there a painting project on your to-do list? English's Home Center has added an additional line of paints. English's features Pratt & Lambert Lifetime Warranty Red Seal Exterior Paints. Choose from hundreds of stunning, beautiful designer colors. Pratt & Lambert Interior or Exterior Paints. Value price to save you money. Pratt & Lambert Paints. Never compromise.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
One quarter done here from Altavista High School. The Colonels have a 17-0 lead. Yes, a 17-0 lead. Hawks did not score in that quarter, Mr. Briggs. They got some decent looks, but for the most part, Altavista's defense pretty smothering as usual, but even more so in that first quarter.
Well, it looks like Altavista's adjusted to the physical play a little bit better than Gretna had. Only 4 total fouls called in that first quarter, and all the shots that Gretna took were contested, hand in their face, maybe even a little bit of contact with the body, but they've been consistent. The officials have been consistent on both sides, and they're letting them play. And nice job by this veteran crew.
It is a good crew out there tonight. They know what the fans are here for, and they seem to have a good handle on this ball game. Colonel's got a bunch of steals and block shots in that quarter as well, so it wasn't all the Hawks missing shots. Like I said, a lot of it was just due to the good defense from Altavista. Demetrius Witcher down low to Javon Bennett. Bennett fadeaway jump shot, no good. That was contested by McClure. Offensive board by DeCorvus Boone, and Boone is fouled. He will head to the free throw line. Boone's got some size on him, and he really reached up well to grab the offensive board on the missed shot.
That was a nice follow-up, and Darius got caught with his hand breaking across the elbow.
DeQuivis Boone will tee up the free throws here. Left-handed shooter off back iron, no good. Hawks are 0 for 3 from the free throw line.
Boone's well put together athlete, too.
Absolutely. On the court right now for the Colonels, Darius Johnson, Juan Thornhill, Nelson Dews, Josh McClure, and Michi Malback. Both free throws, no good. Gretna's score total stays at 0. Michi thought about another 3. Left-handed bounce pass over to McClure. 7:30 remaining in the second quarter. 17-0 Altavista lead. Right-hand low block. It goes to Darius Johnson. He is bumped catching it. And they have whistled a foul on somebody for the Hawks. Let's wait and see who it's on here.
Looks like he's going to be on Boone.
You're absolutely right. His first, 4th on Gretna as a team. Colonels inbound underneath their own scoring basket. They get it into Nelson Dews. Nelson going to hand it off to Juan Thornhill, far sideline. Juan's going to dribble it to midcourt. Juan between the circles now. Chest pass to Malback. Michi holds it over his head. No shot fake that time. Looks like Gretna's still in the 2-3 zone, Oscar. Michi's not going to pass this shot up, though. Too short. Rebounded in, saved by Darius Johnson. Now stolen there at midcourt by Witcher. Witcher pump fake, middle of the lane. Left-hand layup will go. Gretna has scored 17-2 First two coming at the hands of Demetris Witcher.
Nice move by Witcher. Thought Thornhill was going to be able to get the block.
And Thornhill didn't get the block, but he'll get the jam. Two-handed slam underneath by Juan Thornhill. 19-2. That brings the crowd to his feet.
That little baseline move, he's made that 3 or 4 times, finishing with the dunk this year.
Wow. If you don't step in there and cut off Juan Thornhill, he will make you look foolish. And a lot of times it comes with the jam. Bennett, couple head fakes. Now he uses right-hand dribble. Circling the defense to his right. Picks up his dribble. Back away from the basket, looking for help. He finds it in Tristan Graves. Graves, middle of the court, about 30 feet away. Now he inches a bit closer to the three-point line. 19-2. Colonels lead. 6:15 left to play in the second quarter. Basketball out of bounds. Hawks threw it away there, looking to go down low to DeCoivas Boone.
One of the things they teach you when you first start playing organized basketball is you always want to plant your foot on that baseline and make the player go back to the center of the court where you got help.
Exactly. Malback looking down low for Darius Johnson. Batted away by Boone, collected by Tristan Graves. Graves, right-hand dribble. He's trying to use the baseline. Thornhill trying to cut him off. Graves underneath. Too many steps. He got down low and really within about 2 feet of the hoop, Oscar. Had a bad angle, though, and he was trying to get some more space to convert the layup.
Javon Bennett had cut towards the basket and kind of looking at Graves was like, hey, I was open.
Bounce pass. Left hand post to Darius Johnson. Kick back out to Juan Thornhill, middle of the court. Juan slashing the lane. Right hand layup will go off the window. Juan Thornhill, nice move from the top of the key, then the jump stop to finish it off. 21-2, Colonels lead. Nelson Dews almost had a steal.
And slash was a great turn.
Miller driving, batted away by McClure and out of bounds. Basketball going to stay with the Hawks. Good job by Josh McClure. Didn't reach in there, just stuck the hand straight up and smacked the basketball out of bounds.
And used his left hand, too.
Inbound play goes to Boone. Boone guarded tightly by Darius Johnson right in front of us, and he stepped on the out-of-bounds line, stepped on the sideline, a mere 5 feet from us here, Mr. Briggs, on the near sideline.
Hey, we had a great point of view from that.
Absolutely. Referee got it right. We didn't touch that sideline by much, but you don't have to touch it by much. Just a little bit is all that matters. Malback checks out of the basketball game. Nice applause from the hometown crowd for Michi Malback. Of course, in this rivalry game between the Hawks and the Gretnats, everybody's a hometown crowd. One-hand pass by Thornhill to Johnson. Johnson up. He's fouled. Count the basket. Darius Johnson going to the free throw line to try and convert the three-point play.
This game is getting out of hand quick. Gretna's got to do something to stem the tide. They're going to put a substitution in, Elijah Tasker, 6'4" kid.
Tasker and also Taquan Oaks checking in the ball game as well. So for the Hawks, it's Tasker, Oaks, Von Bennett, Tristan Graves, and the fifth man looks like Tyrone Miller over there on the far sideline. For the Colonels, Donovan Montague has just checked in the game. He joins Mateo Malback, Nelson Dews, free throw no good. Stuck up and in by Donovan Montague on the offensive glass. Nice job by Montague. And there's a steal by Mateo Malback. Pass to Darius Johnson, and he scores, and he's fouled. Darius is pumped. Mateo Malback is pumped. Great steal by the young Malback, and then the nice feed to Darius Johnson for the finish.
And the Colonels continue to press full court. Unrelenting defense. And with that, Gretna wants a timeout. We'll take it with them. You're listening to 105.5 KD Country.
Hi, I'm Tracy Robinson of First National Bank. Did you know there are great home mortgage opportunities available right now? With rates being at an all-time low and 100% financing, our recognized mortgage lenders will deliver the right loan for your needs. Put this together with our other progressive mortgage products, our fast local service, and we're ready to lend. First National Bank, over 100 years of dependable custom banking. For you and your money, that's important. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
27-2. The Altavista Colonels lead the Gretna Hawks. 27-2. Colonels had a 17-0 lead at one point. They have succeeded in stretching that lead out even more. It's 25-point advantage right now for the Colonels. And Oscar, they're doing it in a lot of different ways. It was Michi Malback from the three-point line early. Now it's pretty much everybody for the Colonels.
Yeah, they're pounding it inside. They're getting the offensive rebounds. They're stealing the ball. Total team effort. And Gretna's just outmatched.
See what the Hawks have for an answer. I'm sure Coach Dalrick Beard isn't finding any easy ones out there. Another steal by Mateo Malback on the missed free throw. Thornhill, sort of a no-look pass to Montague. He couldn't handle it, but Darius Johnson has it. Kick out to Nelson Dews for three, and it's good. Nelson Dews joining the Colonel party on the scoreboard. 30-3, Altavista leads. 4:50 left to play in the half. Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you can say, Oscar.
That's what I was going to say.
Stifling defense, efficient offense, three-point shooting, dunking from Thornhill. There's a foul. Mateo Malback trying to take the charge, but never quite got the feet set. This will go against number 4 for the Altavista Colonels. It's their third team foul. Mateo Malback's first.
Gretna continues to try some different things. They're certainly committed to that zone, which the MO against Altavista is you make them beat you from the outside.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the Colonels have done so far.
Yeah, Colonels have gotten some points from behind the three-point line. Lob pass down low to Tasker. Tasker, right-hand shot, won't go. Tip in, he's got another chance at it. That won't go, and he is fouled on what was probably his third shot attempt in that sequence. Tasker is a big man. We'll give him about 6'4" or 6'5". The hair adds another inch or inch and a half, and
at least.
He's not skinny either. He's well put together.
Well, he was battling with Darius and Juan on that play.
Left-hand free throw won't go down. Hawks have not converted from the free throw stripe. 0 for 5 so far.
And I don't know what class Tasker is. Don't have that data, but he looks young.
Second one on the way for Tasker. Back iron, up, no good, out of bounds, off of Tristan Graves. This will be Colonel basketball with 4:30 left to play in the Select Air second quarter.
Boy, Tristan Graves continues to work hard.
He's battling out there, and you got to admire that when you're down by so much to still give it a good hard fight there. Mateo Malback, middle of the court, right wing pass over to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill back to Mateo. Now left wing to Chancellor Mormon. 2-3 zone still intact for Gretna. We're down to 4:05 left to play in the select quarter. Montague catches baseline. Good inside feed to Lawrence Galliard. Galliard's shot won't go down. Partially blocked by Elijah Tasker.
Well, that's something that Galliard's got to learn. He brought the ball down low. He gets a little more experience, a little bit more coaching. He'll keep that ball up as he goes, and people won't be able to knock it away down low like that.
Graves send it down in the right-hand corner. That's the corner right in front of us to Tyrone Miller. Now Bennett has it. Now it's Taquan Oaks. Oaks driving. Shot smashed away by Mateo Malback and Lawrence Galliard. Thornhill will bring it up far sideline. Shake and bake. They're going to call Juan with the carry again. Turnover for the Colonels. Second time he's been burned by that tonight.
Same official, and Coach Carlero is grimacing, looking for an explanation.
He's having a conversation now with that official. See guys in college and pro do it a whole lot. Well, anyway, turnover for the Colonels. 30-2, they lead. 3:22 left to play in the half. Thornhill guarding Tristan Graves. Graves picks up his dribble. Now bounce past the Tasker at the three-point line. Back to Graves. Graves working in the middle of the paint. Stop there. Cut off by Chancellor Mormon. 3-second violation on the big man, Elijah Tasker. That's our first one of the year, Mr. Briggs.
That's the first one that I can remember.
I've been waiting to say that, too. I've been keeping an eye on that call.
I called it at Appomattox the other night, but it didn't do good.
It's funny how that works, right? Down here courtside, you might have a little better chance. 3 minutes even left to play here in the first half. 30-2, Colonels lead. Altavista basketball. Thornhill has it right wing, middle of the court between the circles to Mateo Malback. Oh, down low look, finds Montague. Montague can't finish.
I don't think that Montague was anticipating the body contact that he got, but he's got to learn to accept that as the way this game's being played.
Bennett driving baseline. Scoop layup will go down. Javon Bennett with the bucket there for the Colonels, for the Hawks. I'm sorry. Nice move on that baseline. 30-4, your score now. Colonels in charge and on top.
Everybody for the Colonels is played with the exception.
Everybody over there on the bench, has played. Colonels obviously not with the services of Demetrius Johnson, although, well, I'm going to save that for halftime because Coach C talks about that in the interview. Too many steps there for Chancellor Mormon as he caught and tried to dribble. Now, Jordan Witcher was waiting at the scorer's table. That was the guy that we didn't have our eyes on. So now everybody has played for Altavista.
I don't see Daquan Poindexter.
Poindexter, I believe, playing with the junior varsity guys this game. He has gone done a little bit of back and forth. Yeah, the VHSL rules say you can play 20 regular season games, split among them JV and varsity. You just can't play both. 3-point good by Javon Bennett. Spot up three from the left wing. He had Montague in his face too. Nice jumper there by Von Bennett. 30-7, Colonel's lead.
Gretna on a 5-0 run.
Haven't been able to say that at all. It's the first Gretna run of the game. First time Colonels haven't scored back-to-back unanswered baskets, too. 1:35 left to play in the Select Air second quarter. Call 332-2600. That's 332-2600 for Select Air Mechanical and Electrical. Shot no good by Mateo Malbeck. Bumping on the rebound there, and it's out of bounds.
Get off the Tasker.
Yeah. I thought maybe they were going to call a foul. There was, again, a lot of contact. Officials are letting them play. Chance Harris checking back in the ball game for the Gretna Hawks. He'll replace Elijah Tasker. Inbound play coming for the Colonels. This is Chancellor Mormon. He'll throw it to half court to Mateo Malbeck.
Those are nice minutes out of Tasker for Gretna, for Coach Beard.
Coach Beard talking to Tasker right now over there on the bench. Good job by Dowrick Beard. Still coaching his ball club, despite the big deficit that the Hawks are enduring right now. It's a 30-7 Altavista lead. Montague looking for help, lost the basketball, taken away by Chance Harris. Here come the Hawks going the other way. This is Tyrone Miller. Miller lost the handle momentarily. Mad dash for it. Mateo Malbeck grabbed it, but he was laying on the baseline when he did finally get possession. Basketball going to stay to the Hawks. We're under 1 minute to play in the half. 30-7, the Colonel lead.
When he dove for the ball, he kind of wiped out Demetrius and DeMichael Lee. Pushed them back about 3 feet in their chairs. Coach Lee took exception to that.
I was going to say, not something I'd want to do, those two guys. Von Bennett, another three ball is good. The Hawks making a late charge here in half. 30-10, Altavista still leads, but I believe it's a 7-0 Gretna run. Actually, it's an 8-0 Gretna run.
That's exactly right. It's an 8-0 run, and Altavista's kind of lost their focus here.
A little bit. Von Bennett with back-to-back threes, one from the left wing, that one from the right wing. We're down to 30 seconds. Colonels look like they want to hold for the last shot. It's Mateo Malbeck. 30-foot pass, left sideline to Donovan Montague. Back to Mateo. Jordan Witcher has it. Bounce pass in the corner to Mormon. Mormon getting held up, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. This will be Colonel basketball after we register the foul to, I believe, number 34, Tyrone Miller. No, number 32, Chance Harris.
18.1 seconds left. Mormon will be going to the line, shooting 1-and-1.
Yeah, 1-and-1 situation here. 17 fouls on the Hawks. 18.1 seconds left. First one up for Mormon. Back of the iron. No good. Rebound is loose. Controlled by the Colonels. Mateo Malbeck grabbed it after some back and forth there between both ball clubs. Right corner to Mormon. Inside to Galliard. Galliard has it blocked away by Tristan Graves. Graves packing it straight down and out of bounds. Altavista basketball. 8.5 left to play in the half.
Nice show of sportsmanship. Graves helped him up after knocking him down.
Absolutely. Long inbound pass to Mateo Malbeck right at half court. Down to 5 seconds. Free throw line to Galliard. Galliard driving. Dumps it off to Mormon. Mormon left-handed J won't go down. Galliard had a look, and that's blocked away by Von Bennett. Gretna Hawks playing well late in the half, but the majority of the first half dominated by the Colonels. 30-10. Subway halftime show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
We're back at Bug Motors on Highway 29, 3 miles south of the Lynchburg Airport. We're talking with Joe, one of the owners at Bug Motors.
Hey, thanks, Dave. You know, here at Bug Motors, we take our customer service as our highest priority. That's why we have our ASE certified master technicians go through every vehicle before it hits the lot, making sure we can deliver our highest quality product to the public. We not only want to take care of the customer beforehand, but for the years to come as well. And remember, you can buy a car anywhere, but you can only buy us here at Bug Motors. Visit bugmotors.com for more information.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show underway here from Altavista High School, courtside at Altavista High School. And hey, Oscar, the Subway pregame show was cut a little short, so we didn't have time to talk about the simple six menu at Subway. Delicious, nutritious 6-inch subs, all for, you guessed it, $6. That's a meal deal, by the way. So pretty good stuff there from Subway. I went with the Flatteezas again, which you gave me a hard time about. They're so great. I mean, it's why you give me a hard time about something I like?
Because it's Subway, not Flatteeza way. And you got to try it. We made the commitment during football season to try something different.
We did. I was trying some different things there for a while. Okay, I'm going to make the commitment to you on air. I want you to mark it January 27th at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next time, I'm going to try something new. Next time for the Colonels will be Friday night on the road in Ringgold, taking on the Dan River Wildcats. So it's we'll call it rivalry week, Mr. Briggs. You got the old school natural rival, the Gretna Hawks here, and then the new school competitive rival in the Dan River Wildcats Friday. So it's a good week for Altavista.
And Altavista and Gretna, Altavista's racked up how many in a row now? It's in the 20s.
It dates back to 2004 was the last time the Hawks got a win against the Altavista
It may be
Colonels.
approaching 30 now.
Yeah.
And of course, Dan River of late has bullied Altavista around a little bit. So Altavista will be looking for some revenge. A very tight ball game when they played here in Altavista a couple of weeks ago, and Dan River blew it up and open in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was an interesting game in a lot of respects. The first time when Dan River was here, it was nip and tuck, back and forth. Colonels were up 5 with about 6 minutes to go in the ball game and never scored again. Dan River going on a big run. The Hawks tonight have gone on a little run themselves, 8-0 to finish the quarter. Colonels still lead 30-10. It was a 30-2, a 28-point lead for Altavista with about 4.5 minutes to play in the half. So give the Hawks a lot of credit. They're fighting back. They're playing hard. We didn't get a chance to hear from head coach Mike Cardallero in the pregame show, so let's hear from him right now. We'll step aside, quick timeout, come back with what was supposed to be the pregame interview with Coach C. It's Colonels basketball. They lead the Gretna Hawks by 20 on 105.5 KD Country.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Installing Atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted Atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29 Altavista.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns from Altavista High School. The Colonels hosting the Gretna Hawks. We're talking again with the head coach, Mike Cardallero. Coach C, a 60-48 win over Brookville on Saturday. I remember I talked to you after the Appomattox game. You said you wanted your guys to be more physical on the glass and probably in general. Do you feel like you did that against Brookville Saturday?
Yeah, we were much better on the glass. Our breakdown with Brookville really was help defense in the man-to-man, and that wasn't good. And we've addressed that. Brookville is an athletic team. They like to get to the rim. We wondered a little bit about whether they're comfortable shooting the ball from outside. So we really wanted to give them a step, and make them hit some shots. So we've had to address the drive, obviously, and get our help defense needs to be a lot better. But we were a lot better on the glass.
Yeah, you were blocking shots. I think you blocked 8 of them against Brookville. Is that a byproduct of guys getting beat off the dribble? You sort of had to protect the rim there at the end? Or, I mean, I know Darius is a shot blocker anyway, and he had a bunch of them. But as a team, 8 blocked shots seems like a good number on paper, but maybe it's not such a good number if you are getting beat off the dribble.
Well, it's a give and take kind of thing. Obviously we've got some guys that are able to block shots, so you don't want to lose that opportunity. But yes, that's, in some ways it's bad because you've gotten beat. But Darius had several blocks in which he timed it really well, and the man attempted to shoot, and Darius just went up and got it and didn't swing violently at it and got a nice clean block out of it. So it's give and take, but it is part of who we are, and we're able to block some shots, and sometimes it's a positive.
Yeah, I thought Michi had a great game all the way around. A bunch of assists, 4 or 5 boards, 14 points, and I think you only had him listed for 1 turnover. He's starting to round into his mid-season form. Michi is one of those big game kind of guys. Sometimes it doesn't show up till you get about midway through the season like we are.
Yeah, Michi played really well. The only downside was at the foul line. He was 3 for 9 at the foul line, and we wanted to put the ball in his hands because he is a knockdown shooter at the foul line. But he was solid, had 7 assists, like you said, 4 or 5 rebounds, really shared the ball well, played well, and defensively, especially at the beginning of the game, we felt like that he got after the point guard Penix pretty well.
Yeah, Michi, always a lockdown defender. Going to be called on tonight against the Gretna Hawks, I'm sure. Second time around, second time you've seen these guys. It wasn't real difficult down there in Gretna, but that doesn't mean it'll be the same story here tonight.
Every game's different. You start the game over and it's 0-0, and we seem to be taking everybody's best shot. Down there we jumped on them early, but we were not good at the foul line. I think we were 9 for 24 from the foul line against them. So certainly room for improvement there at the foul line. We need to sustain energy level at a higher rate for 4 quarters and not have any letdowns. And it's Gretna. It'll be a good crowd in tonight, and we got to come out ready to play. And they're going to be physical. They're going to get after it on the glass. And we're without Demetrius again, but we've got good news with him too. So hopefully things are going to work out.
Well, good deal. Final question before we get to the shout-outs. It is the second time through the quote-unquote district schedule now. It really is time for a stretch drive. I mean, you guys have played 12 ball games. I think for a while, me and you and everybody else has been saying, it's still early, don't judge this team yet. But we're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty here, and it kind of snuck up on us a little bit.
Well, in the case of teams that started, in November and played the beginning of December, it is late. So schedule-wise and calendar-wise, it's late. But for us, we're still just kind of getting our legs under us. But it seems like we're starting to a little bit. And whether we like it or not, it is midway through the season. And things need to start being a little bit more consistent for us. And like I said, we got to sustain energy levels at a high rate and keep playing. But we're down to 3 weeks left, and then all of a sudden it's tournament time. And we talked about that yesterday in practice. So got to have a good focus. We got to have energy, and we got to come out ready to play every night.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 3 weeks. Just 2 games this week, 4 the next week, and then 3 that last week. And that's knock on wood without any weather. So we'll see how it all rounds into form down the stretch. The shout-outs seem to be rounding into their usual mid-season form as well.
All right, shout-outs to all the out-of-towners. All of the in-towners are coming to the game and watching, and that's great to see such a crowd. We had a great crowd at Brookville on Saturday night. That was wonderful to see all those Altavista people in there. But today's shout-outs to my dad, listening in Buena Vista, William and his family listening in Buena Vista, Micah in Manassas, and his family, Minnie down in Florida, Ann and Chris up in Maryland. So we got them spread out a little bit. I think that covers the list. And we got got a number of people that do listen when we're on the road, but they're in the gym tonight watching us with Gretna.
Special shout out to our faithful Colonel fan, Jay Rosser, up there in Manhattan. I think he's going to be digging out for a while. He might just want to settle in and enjoy this one on the radio with all the snow they got.
I would say for Jay, yes. He's not going to go anywhere anytime soon, and always good to hear from Jay. And we got a Marine back the other day. I did not mention, but Jacob McClure just finished boot camp in Paris Island, and he came in the locker room at Brookville, and the guys were glad to see him. And tonight he's in dress blue, so we're very proud of Jacob.
That's neat. Tip-off for the Colonels and the Hawks about 10 minutes away on 105.5.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Third quarter action underway here from Altavista High School. Colonels basketball. We'll get you some halftime scoring numbers here in a second, maybe first free throws or something like that. Malback going to try another three, and it's successful. Michi Malback, left wing, pours in another one, Mr. Briggs. Colonels almost have a steal. Now they do have the steal. Darius Johnson lying on his butt to collect the basketball. Now out of bounds right here in front of us. This is off Altavista. 33-10, Colonels lead. 7:09 left to play in the third.
First half scoring for the Colonels. Michi Malback with 9, Juan with 4, Donovan with 4, Mateo Malback with 2, Darius Johnson with 6, Nelson Dews with 5 for the Hawks, Javon Bennett with 8, Demetri Switzer with 2.
Pretty balanced way for the Colonels to get to 30 points. Turnaround jump shot, middle of the lane by Bennett is good. Boy, it was not a hook shot, but he certainly had the sky part of the sky hook work, and he shot that with a high arcing lob to the hoop. Turnover there as Thornhill lost it. Malback tried to recover, but couldn't. This is Tyrone Miller now for the Hawks. Hands it off to Tristan Graves. Graves going to set the offense. Handoff play to Von Bennett between the circles. Bennett guarded by McClure. Bennett going to use the screen. Now he'll back it out to three-point land. Another high arcing shot won't go down. Bennett really likes to employ that rainbow shot. And that time it was just too short. 33-12. Colonels lead. Malback dishes off to Nelson Dews after a shot fake. Pass poked away. Another Hawk steal.
Boy, and immediately Coach Carlero is up, putting Chancellor Mormon into somebody. He's not happy with somebody's passing.
Yeah, a couple early turnovers there for the Altavista Colonels is not going to make Coach C too happy. Malback and Johnson trying to tie up number 24, Demetri Wisher, and Wisher commits the turnover there. As took too many steps trying to get out of trouble, picked up the basketball, and then the traveling call.
And, you know, if you're Coach Beard, one of the things you want to do is you want to win the quarter. Well, if you can outscore the Colonels, you know, by 10 in the quarter, you really got yourself back in the ball game.
Yeah, might be back in the game. That's a good point. Gretna went on that 8-0 run to end the second quarter. Colonels led by as much as 28 in that second quarter, and it was a 20-point halftime lead. 5:49 left to play in the Select Air third quarter. Thornhill, far sideline from us. Now he goes right wing to Josh McClure. Back over to Thornhill in a hurry. Juan driving to the baseline, cut off by Graves. No look past the Malback. Malback off the glass, won't go down. Rebound by Darius Johnson right in front of the rim for 2. Nice play by Darius Johnson to collect the offensive board. Officials are going to talk some things over and have a conversation. They send a towel out there, and they're going to rub the basketball down.
You don't think it's underinflated, do you?
Oh, boy. Yeah, the officials met momentarily. One official asked for a towel from the sideline. The Colonels obliged, and he took the towel and ran it all over the basketball. I guess maybe it was just a little slick or something. I don't think the inflation was the problem. Otherwise, we would have seen him, drop it head high or something like that. 35-12, Altavista leads. Mormon in the ball game now, joining Michi Malback, Darius Johnson, Juan Thornhill, and Josh McClure. Jump shot up by Chance Harris, a little too strong. Rebounded by Michi Malback. Michi lost it. Out of bounds off of Tyrone Miller, though.
And Gretna's really turned up the defensive intensity here.
They have, and that's not easy to do when you're down by so much. I mean, you trailed 28 at one point. To really ratchet up the intensity and dig in and play hard defensively like Gretna's done, you got to tip your cap to the Hawks and their head coach, Dalrick Beard. Right in the corner in front of us, it's Darius Johnson. We're on the right-hand corner. Colonel's going left to right this half from our perspective. Now it's Michi Malback in virtually the same spot. Cross-court pass to Thornhill. Still a zone defense. Chancellor Mormon inside. Left hand off the window. Won't go down, but Darius Johnson is there for the tap-in. Just put one hand on it and just sort of tapped it right back to the rim. 2 more points for DJ. 37-12, Colonel's lead.
Darius goes into double figures now.
Bennett has it. Picks up the dribble, far sideline. Needs some help. Almost a 5-second count. Lobs it long, and he finds Tyrone Miller. Miller to the hoop on the baseline. Swatted away by McClure, but they're going to whistle Josh McClure with the foul. Might have been clean upstairs, but possibly had some body contact down low. Good job by McClure to recover, I think. First foul on the Colonels this half. Second one on Josh McClure.
I'm still trying to figure out how Bennett got the ball over
everybody.
To Tyrone Miller.
Yeah,
like you said, over everybody. No angle, and it was a heck of a pass.
Mateo Malback will return to the basketball game. Checking in for brother Michi. 4:19 left to play in the Select Air third quarter. Second free throw on the way from Tyrone Miller is no good. Hawks continue to have problems from the free throw stripe. Thornhill has it. Right elbow at the free throw line. Now he'll back it up a tad over left wing to Josh McClure. McClure circles the defense to his right, back to the middle. Now it's Mateo Malbeck will initiate an offensive play. Johnson spotting up down low on that baseline, calling for the basketball. Gets it, now looking for Mormon inside. Stolen away by Tyrone Miller. Tyrone Miller, very active on the defensive end. Kind of got a little bit of a limp as he's going down court. I don't know if he hurt himself as he was getting that steal or not. Take away by Josh McClure. McClure lost the basketball. Tristan Graves just put his body between the ball and McClure, and it worked out. Free ball on the way from Bennett. Back iron, too strong on the rainbow shot. Rebound by Mateo Malbeck after one bounce. Mateo's going to slow it down a bit, Oscar.
Yeah, Chance Harris and Darius went up. Darius got the worst end of that deal.
It's always a battle when Darius Johnson's on the court. Same thing for brother Demetrius. They give and they take, but it's usually a rugged war when they strap on the uniform. Thornhill behind the back dribble. Now lob pass middle of the court to Mateo Malbeck. 3:10 left to play in the quarter. 37-12, Colonel's lead. Thornhill thought about a three. Closing out on him quickly was Tyrone Miller. McClure will try the three. Left wing, front of the iron, no good. Long rebound comes down to Taquan Oakes at the free throw line. Oakes up ahead to Miller. One more pass down low to Graves. Graves extra pass to Chance Harris. He is fouled. Shot went high off the backboard but didn't touch the rim. And Chance Harris headed to the free throw line. Second one of the night personally on Mateo Malbeck.
2:48 remaining here in the third quarter. Colonel's leading 37-12.
To my knowledge, Oscar, Gretna has not hit from the free throw line yet. That changes right there. Chance Harris sinks the first one. Substitutions for both ball clubs. It's Donovan Montague for the Colonels. Demetrius Witcher for the Gretna Hawks.
And that is the first free throw for the Hawks. And the second one's good as well.
Good job by Chance Harris to buck that trend and finally convert some free throws for the visitors. Gretna in the road blues. Gold numbering with white trim. Colonels in the home jerseys. Orange Altavista right above the number in black with an orange outline. Everybody got the gray shoes on again tonight.
Colonels really have gotten deliberate here in this third quarter.
They have, slowing things down, taking their time, passing around the perimeter, trying to pick apart this Gretna defense. Find some holes, some gaps in there to work with. 2:16 left to play now in the third. 37-14, Altavista leads. Mormon's going to try a three-pointer. In and out, no good. Swatted out of bounds by Taquan Oakes. The basketball will be inbounded by the Colonels on the baseline right here beside us, Oscar.
And one of the advantages of the offense that the Colonels run is you can really take the air out of the ball in a situation like this, be deliberate, and not look like you're intentionally running the score.
Yeah, that's a great point. You can take your time. You can facilitate that offense. You can work every angle and every option. And like you said, when you've got a lead, I don't want to say you don't want to score, but you don't have to score with this big lead that the Colonels have. Juan will inbound it right corner to Michi Malbeck. Michi's going to dribble it middle of the court. 37-14.
If I'm Coach Cardallero, I want to see an intense the last 2 minutes of the quarter and then the first 2 or 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. I want to see some intensity because if you come out and you're a little bit complacent against the Dan River team Friday night, not looking ahead, but let's face it, it's 37-14, but you need to see some intensity here to have that carry over into Friday night.
No, that's a great point. He wants his team to play hard, and he probably is advising them, don't look at the scoreboard. Play it like it's 0-0, at least for these next 2 or 3 minutes, like you said. Great point, Mr. Briggs. Mid-post, it goes to Darius Johnson. Sends it right back out, top of the key to Nelson Dews. Inside to Darius again. Foul on the floor. Darius didn't get a chance to get the shot up. Bodied there by Chance Harris.
Nice hard cut by Darius and nice bounce pass in from the perimeter.
And with this big lead, this is a chance for the Colonels to maybe work some new stuff offensively, some new set plays.
You got to watch the dunk.
Lob pass going to Thornhill. It actually hit the backboard.
That was the play, and he was open.
Yep. Michi was trying to throw the alley-oop dunk to Juan Thornhill, but it just barely nicked the side of the backboard. and didn't get in the hands of Juan Thornhill. Turnover, and then a turnover on the other end as Bennett takes too many steps. Altavista basketball, 1:17 left to play in the Select Air third quarter. It's a 37-14 Colonel lead.
And Juan and Darius we're talking about.
Nelson Dews, far wing, mid-post to Donovan Montague, left side of the lane. They're going to get Donnie with a walking foul. The officials have been right on those traveling violations, double dribbles, carrying calls, all that stuff. They're watching the dribble closely and the footwork, too. Full court pressure from Altavista. They get it over to Demetrius Witcher. Witcher, middle of the paint to Chance Harris. Bennett, up and under layup, will go down from the baseline. Bennett with a nice move, long strides to the hoop, and then the up and under finish there, 37-16. Colonel still with the lead. Hawks have played much better after that initial Altavista spurt, though.
Colonels have only outscored them by 1 point here in this quarter.
Three ball up from Michi Malbeck, no good. Rebound collected 10 feet away from the basket by Donovan Montague. Back to Michi again with 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Nelson now over to Juan Thornhill, right corner. Right of center is Nelson Dews, about 35 feet away from the basket. He'll make a short pass to Juan. Now Juan's going to get it back again, and he'll head to the top of the key. Coach Cardellaro directing traffic from the bench. Here comes Thornhill. He'll initiate with the dribble. Backwards pass to Michi Malbeck. Malbeck, three ball, too short. Recovered by Donovan Montague, and then passed back to Darius Johnson. There's the buzzer to end the third quarter. Not exactly how you draw it up on the chalkboard, but the Colonels get points off the last second possession. 39-16. One more quarter to play here from Altavista High School on 105.5 KD Country.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pre-arrangements with confidence, trust and care from our family to yours. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
39-16, the Altavista boys team on top here after three quarters of play. After one half down in Gretna, it was the Altavista girls on top. 27-20, Mr. Briggs. Coach Deborah Spencer squad having another good year. Maybe not as good as we've been used to in the recent history for the Lady Colonels, but they're going to be tuned up and ready for a stretch drive themselves. Colonels in that third quarter, not as big as the first quarter, 17-0, but it was a good good third quarter by Gretna early, and then Altavista started to take control again.
Only two players scored for each team. Michi had the three-pointer early, and Darius with 6, and Javon Bennett with 4, and Chance Harris with 2 for Gretna in that quarter. Colonels lead 39-16 here at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
A little bit slower pace in that third quarter, too. Obviously, the scoring pace. Anyway, Taquan Oakes has it between the circles, guarded by Nelson Dews. Donovan Montague with a tip away. Couldn't get the steal, but gets nice high marks from Coach Cardellaro over there on the bench, and the rest of the team and fans applauding as well. Gretna basketball. 7:44 left to play in the Select Air fourth quarter. Repairs, new installations, too. Select Air does it all with prompt and courteous service. 39-16, Hawks ball. This is Bennett. Double team momentarily. He finds Tristan Graves, low block. Nice bucket right there. Bennett is a natural scorer, Oscar, but he can pass, too. He's got great court vision. He made a nice bullet pass to find Graves underneath. 39-18. Colonel still with the big lead. 7:17 left to play.
Well, we've seen all kind of things out of Javon Bennett over his career.
Steal there. Thornhill was looking down low for Darius Johnson. Hawks still don't really have it. You're going to get a foul on number 10 from Altavista. That's on Darius. Too much body contact on Chance Harris, as Darius was trying to get the basketball back. Second team foul on the Colonels this half. Or didn't show how many personals Darius has. Bounce pass down low. Three ball on the way from Demetrius Witcher. No good. Rebounded by Thornhill. Thornhill up ahead quickly to Donovan Montague. Montague to the bucket. Off balance. Layup goes down. Nice job there by the Colonels. Montague with the finish.
He got bumped. He got a little bit off balance, but nice job to stay focused, get the ball up without traveling, and convert.
One-handed fastball pass by Witcher. Too hot to handle. And Oscar, maybe now is a good time to point out that our usual scoreboard operator, Robert Duff, is not here. But never fear, we're in good hands. Scooter Duff at the controls over there. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Nelson Dews will try a three-pointer. It's good. Scooter add more 3 points to the board up there for the Altavista Colonels. 44-18. The lead stretching out there for Altavista. Nelson Dews from the right wing.
Nice release. Nelson stayed with it, followed it through. Colonels lead 44-18. And just like we talked about, they have picked up their intensity.
They have. You mentioned that Coach Carlero would probably employ this strategy of, hey, let's go as hard as we can go for the first couple minutes of the fourth quarter. Then we'll put it on cruise control and start thinking about Dan River. Oaks working against Thornhill. Lost the basketball out of bounds. Colonels will take over with 6:07. Got to travel the entire length of the court. Thornhill gets it in, guarded tightly by Tristan Graves. Juan brings it up near sideline. That's the right sideline. 44-18. Altavista on top. McClure, left wing to Malback. Now right wing it goes to Thornhill. Colonels taking their time again against this Gretna Hawk zone defense. Been a 2-3 all night. Nice shovel pass. Thornhill to Montague. And Donovan Montague sticks it in from the left side of the basket. Great play right there by Thornhill, slashing and then dumping off.
Well, I mean, and again, within the offense, what a great job by Donovan Montague recognizing what was there and making the cut to the basket.
Exactly. Went to the open spot, saw where the Hawk defense was converging on Thornhill. Gretna basketball. Demetrius Witcher has it right in front of his own bench. Now he'll use a left-hand dribble, move it left to midcourt. Javon Bennett's going to step out for a long three. No good. It hit the iron, though. Had the distance. Rebounded by Nelson Dews along the baseline. Thornhill running the break to the hoop. Layup is good. Juan Thornhill levitating in midair, and then the nice finger roll finish at the end. Colonels up 48-18.
Well, he showed that other gear that he showed in football right there.
He got to the bucket quickly. Took off from about 10 feet away and then finished with the right-hand finger roll. 30-point lead. Long three ball for the Hawks. No good. Another rebound middle of the paint, this time by Nelson Dews. Thornhill studying the defense. Uses his left-handed dribble and his right hand to sort of direct traffic. Passed it up. Now it's over to Michi Malback, left wing. Left corner to Josh McClure. McClure right wing to Thornhill. Thornhill dumps off to Donovan again. Similar looking play. This time Juan used more of a chest pass, and Donovan finishes from the left side of the paint. 50-18. Altavista on top. Man, Thornhill doing it all. Passing, scoring, defensively. This time it's Malback guarding Demetrius Witcher carefully. Witcher lost it. Pass a little too hot to handle. Oaks has it. He's in trouble now. Nelson Dews trying to smother him up. It's in the hands of Chance Harris now, right wing. Oaks has it again, dribbling up the far sideline. Fouled by Josh McClure. That'll stop play with 3:57 left to go in the select air fourth quarter. 50-18, Colonels on top.
That's McClure's third. Boone into the game for Gretna.
Biggest lead the Colonels have had all night. They had a 28-point lead in the second quarter. It's now a 32-point advantage for Altavista. Going down low, looking for Boone. Poked away, controlled by Michi Malback. Bounce pass to Montague. Montague from the left side of the paint. Again, Mr. Briggs. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Donovan Montague owns that left side of the paint right there. And Monty putting together a great ball game. Oh, Bennett along the baseline again. He is a man that is hard to stop when he has designs on going to the basket. Isn't he? Nice play by Bennett with the layup.
Well, and it's a tough situation that he doesn't have a strong a supporting cast as some of the other Gretna people have had in the past.
Yep. Von Bennett, one of the all-time greats at Gretna. Colonels taking the air out of the basketball a little bit here. You can see some guys breathing heavy. Steal there by the Gretna Hawks. Believe that is Demetrius Witcher. Witcher to the basket and fouled. Just sort of a lazy, nonchalant pass by McClure, and Witcher stepped in front, took it away, and then took it all the way down to the other rim for the Hawks. They'll go to the free throw line. 2:58 left to play.
That's Josh's fourth. So starting to see Mateo Malbeck's getting ready to come into the game. Looks like he's going to replace his brother, Michi.
Yeah, Michi had some tape on his wrist, his left wrist. taking that off, which is a signal that he might be done for the evening. Not that Coach Cardellaro couldn't put him back in there, but probably seen the last from Michi Malback.
Chancellor Mormon coming into the game for the Colonels as well.
Yeah, Mormon, Mateo Malback, Thornhill, Montague, and Dews. First free throw from Demetrius Witcher was no good. He'll try the second one. Back iron, no good as well. Rebound in middle of the lane by Donovan Montague. Look at Montague run the floor here. I mean, he grabbed that rebound, and he's down here underneath the basket in literally a second or a second and a half. Oh, going to the hoop with the dribble. Montague's shot wouldn't go down, hit the side of the backboard.
He probably got fouled, but with a 32-point lead, 2.5 minutes left, you're not going to get that call. If you haven't seen Donovan Montague play, you cannot believe that this is the first year this kid's played organized high school basketball. He stepped into as a role player, but he's certainly a force. You can't ignore him. You have to be aware of where he is. He gives you everything he's got. He rebounds hard. He can knock down some shots. His basketball IQ is off the chart.
Yeah, I believe he's only started 2 games so far this year for the Colonels. You're right. He is a role player off the bench. Steal there at midcourt by Mateo Malback. We'll have to finish that thought in a second. Mateo to the basket with the right-hand layup. Finishes 2 more points for the Colonels, 54-20. 2:15 left to play in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Donovan is, you summed it up with all that. He's got a great game. He's got a good shot. He's got size. He's got basketball IQ, high motor. We just talked about it with him running the floor. He goes to all the right areas on offense. He's aggressive on defense. Everything you want. Spot up 3 from Von Bennett. No good. Hit the front of the iron. Colonels going the other way again quickly. Mateo Malback. Dumps off to Lawrence Galliard. Galliard pump fake inside. Up. One bounce off the rim, and it falls down there. Lawrence Galliard with the bucket. Coach Cardellaro going to use a timeout, but just a substitute. No timeout on the air for us. Jordan Witcher in the ball game. 56-20. Altavista leads. Thornhill out of the ball game. On the court right now for the Hawks, Von Bennett, DeCoivas Boone, Taquan Oakes, Demetrius Witcher, and Tristan Graves. Officials discussing some things here with 1:47 left to play in the Select Air fourth quarter.
I don't know, unless it was substitution or...
That's a good question. They talked. They didn't go over to the scorer's table or anything after the fact. They didn't talk to either of the 2 coaches.
Talking about which Apple market they're going to.
That's right. Could be discussing post-game plans. 56-20. Colonels lead. It's number 20 for the Hawks. Tristan Graves with the basketball. Picks it up about 15 feet away, and it's stolen away by Donovan Montague. Donovan up ahead to Mateo Malback. Malback finishes, and he's fouled. Mateo Malback. Nice job running the court.
Nice job with that left hand. That was a closely contested, hotly contested play, too. Nice job getting to the rim and getting that bucket in.
Mateo, an underrated player as well. First free throw up. No good. Only free throw. He made the field goal right before it. Saves it into Donovan Montague. Nice job. Donovan had his hands on it initially. Stuck it up. The ball wouldn't fall down. Mateo Malback grabbed the rebound. Came down on 1 foot, going out of bounds, saved it right back into Donovan Montague, and Montague finishes to give the Colonels 60. Oakes up, blocked away by Lawrence Galliard. Basketball on the floor. That's Jordan Witcher with it. He finds Donovan Montague. Up ahead to Chancellor Mormon. Mormon left side of the paint. Layup will go down. Colonels just really running away with it now. 62-20. Nice team play there, Oscar. Galliard got the block. Witcher fell on the floor for the loose ball. Gave it to Montague, and then Montague up ahead for Mormon. Really a lot of guys involved. Bennett right in front, 2 feet away. That'll go down for him. Hawks with 2 more. 62-22. 40-point lead for Altavista. Down to 35 seconds left to play. I imagine Coach Cardellaro doesn't really need to see his team score again at this point. Wants the air to come out of the ball, spread the court, pass it around. No need to shoot here with 25 seconds left to play. Colonels 62, Hawks 22. Hawks trying to steal it away. Mormon doing his best to use his body to shield the basketball. Now it is taken away at midcourt. Tristan Graves has it. He'll go to the layup. It counts 62-24 now. Hawks add 2 more late points. Jordan Witcher will dribble in the front court for the Colonels. We are done here from Altavista. Blowout win for the Colonels, 62-24. Subway postgame show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29 Altavista.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway post-game show on the way. This has been a fun night tonight, Mr. Briggs. We had to scramble in the pregame show. Scooter Duff in his first varsity game at the scoreboard there. Colonels with really a big victory, 62-24. Colonels started out strong, a 17-0 run to open things up. 17-0 at the end of the first quarter. In fact, Hawks made a nice effort there at the end of the second quarter, and they had some moments in the second half, but for the most part, it was all Colonels all the time. No disrespect to guys like Von Bennett, put together a nice game for the Hawks, but Colonels just too much. I mean, it was a similar story down there at Gretna, and tonight, same thing. Just the Hawks didn't have any answers.
And like you just said it all. Just the Hawks are overmatched, and Michi started it off. He was on fire, hitting those those 3-pointers, 3 of them in the first quarter, and Colonels never looked back.
Yeah, it started out as really the Michi Malbeck show, giving the Colonels a big boost there, and certainly Michi's defense probably can't overlook that. The 3-pointers were huge as well, and then it kind of became a total team effort for Altavista. Always a team effort for us and always a team effort at Subway. We'll step aside real quick. We'll bring it back with some more stuff here on the Subway post-game show. Your chance to win with Subway will happen in the next segment, so stay tuned if you want to win a foot-long meal deal courtesy of Subways in Altavista. Colonels get the win 62-14 over the Gretna Hawks. You heard it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
We're back at Bug Motors on Highway 29, 3 miles south of the Lynchburg Airport. We're talking with Joe, one of the owners at Bug Motors.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Here at Bug Motors, we take our customer service as our highest priority. That's why we have our ASE certified master technicians go through every vehicle before it hits the lot, making sure we can deliver our highest quality product to the public. We not only want to take care of the customer beforehand, but for the years to come as well. And remember, you can buy a car anywhere, but you can only buy us here at Bug Motors. Visit bugmotors.com for more information.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Brought to you by English Construction Company, with offices in Lynchburg.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pre-arrangements with confidence, trust and care from our family to yours. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show returns. Colonels with the win, 62-14 over the Hawks from Gretna. Oscar, I mentioned we'll have a chance to win with Subway. Let's do it right now. If you post the word rivalry to the KD Country Facebook page, you'll be entered into a chance to win a foot-long meal deal courtesy of Subway's in Altavista. The word is rivalry. Spelling is R-I-V-A-L-R-Y, although spelling's not that important. You get it close, we'll give you credit, Mr. Briggs. And, of course, I picked that because the Colonels dispatched one of their rivals, the Gretna Hawks, here tonight, and then the team Friday down in Ringgold, who I think is really, in the last 5, 6, 7 years anyway, been their biggest competitive rival, the Dan River Wildcats.
And that place will be packed and it'll be loud.
Yeah.
Always the Ringgold people continue to come out and support that Dan River team, and they will be loud. The gym will be packed, and you better get there early.
Yeah, you really should get there early if you're a Colonel fan. I don't know if they're going to sell advance tickets. I say if you're a Colonel fan. If you're a basketball fan and you want to see a great game, you really need to be down in Ringgold Friday nights. I mean, it's going to be, I think, one for the ages. We talked about Colonels have not beaten them in a while. You have to go all the way back to that 2012, 2013 season. That was Juan and everybody's sophomore year. They did beat them here in Altavista. Colonels were undefeated at that point. I think that ran their record up to 13-0 or something like that. They came against Dan River. But they haven't beaten them since then. And they've all been, back and forth in close ball games. And, I want to stress everybody, if you can get out there, and as I said, if you're just a basketball fan, you're tuning us in because KD Country's got basketball, let me hear a score. Try and get down to Ringgold Friday night. That's going to be a great atmosphere. Wildcats, again, the defending 2A state champs. Colonels, well, they're just the back-to-back defending 1A state champs. So great basketball down there in Ringgold Friday night. We'll step aside. We'll take another break, see if we got a winner on Win with Subway. Remember, the word we need from you is rivalry. Post that word to the KD Country Facebook page. You got a chance to win yourself a foot-long meal deal courtesy of Subway's in Altavista. Final segment of the Subway postgame show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors. Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
A short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show back here from Altavista. Final segment, and I think Agent Zero Oscar Briggs has some postgame statistics for us.
Yeah, scoring first for the Altavista Colonels, Michi Malbeck with 12, Juan with 6, Donovan Montague with 14. Mateo Malbach with 6. Darius Johnson with 12. Chester Mormon with 2. Nelson Dews with 8. Lawrence Galliard with 2 for a total of 62 points for the Colonels. For Gretna, 16 points from Javon Bennett, 4 from Tristan Graves, 2 from Demetrius Witcher, and 2 from Chance Harris. 24 points for the Gretna Hawks. Kyle's it time for the...
I think it's about that time. Yeah, the Chris Owen Good Hands Award Player of the Game, brought to you by your Allstate agent in Lynchburg. Chris Owen, I'll go first, as is lately anyway the norm for the Gretna Hawks. Got to go Von Bennett. I mean, he kept his team in it. The three-point shooting, the inside scoring, the passing, too. I mean, it seems like Von Bennett has been around forever, and he will be missed by us. I know he's a fun ball player to watch. I always said got an NBA type of game. Got the long body. He likes to spot up from outside and then use the dribble. So
yeah, NBA type of game or an NFL type of game on the gridiron too.
Good point,
so I have to concur. Lifetime Achievement Award. Of course, he was clearly the best player on the floor for Gretna tonight. For Altavista, I'll go first.
Sure.
I don't ordinarily just go for the leading scorer, but tonight I am. And that was Donovan Montague with 14 points. Boy, he started off the game, played extremely well, 4 points in the first half, and really closed out in the fourth quarter. Just always seems to be in the right place at the right time, hit the boards or picking up somebody's, if somebody gets by one of his teammates, he just always is there. I'm just so impressed with his basketball IQ and how quickly he's contributed to this Colonels team. So for me, Donovan Montague, player of the game.
I couldn't agree more. I thought Donnie had the best overall game. But since you picked Donovan, I'll be a little bit different. I'll go Michi Malbach. Nobody had a better first quarter than Michi Malbach. Got the Colonels off to the fast start. I think that was really part of the reason why Gretna's confidence was so shaken, the way Michi was just on fire from outside there in the first half. Michi, his game seems to really be rounding into form. Defensively, he is a lockdown guard, and you saw tonight, in case you forgot, Michi Malbach, dangerous from beyond the arc. We didn't forget, but sometimes Michi, he'll have a game where he's a little quiet. Now, we'll say this, against Brookville, we heard the stat line from Coach Cardalero and really myself. Great game against Brookville, Oscar. 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 14 points. Michi did not miss a shot from the field against Brookville. Wasn't great from the free throw line, but Michi's game is really getting back to where he wants it, and I think where Colonel fans want it.
And to me, he's much calmer. He doesn't play at the frenetic pace that he used to, and I think he keeps his emotions much more in check, and it's made him a better ball player.
Yeah, Michi is, like I said, always wears the emotions on the sleeves. He is a passionate guy. He brings that fire and that enthusiasm to the Colonel games. And, we talked about, Coach C talked about, not to ramble on too much here a little bit, but Coach Cardalero talked about the ankle injury that Michi had that was kind of lingering and bothering him. And if you remember, Michi sat out a game earlier in the year, said ankle's just not feeling right, just can't go. Since then, I think he's been great. Maybe sitting out that game really helped the ankle feel better. Maybe it made Michi feel better. He certainly looks pretty doggone good out there. And the entire team tonight with a 62-24 win over the Gretna Hawks. That's going to pretty much do it from us. Let me say it again. If you're a basketball fan or a Colonel fan, get down to Ringgold Friday night. Get there early. It's the Wildcats. It's the Colonels. That's going to really be a dandy. We may even try and get the Subway pregame show on a little bit earlier to make up for coming on late tonight. Big thanks to our sound engineer, Eleanor Haney. At the 11th hour, we patched things together. She was in there turning the knobs and pushing all the right buttons, and we made it happen tonight. Courtside here from Altavista. And we'll be courtside Friday night. Should be a lot of fun. We will be there thanks in part to these folks. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. English Building Supply, your complete home center and your home for atrium, vinyl, windows. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. Highview Motors, GMC, from small to tall, Highview has it all. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. Bug Motors, over 40 cars and trucks in stock. I'm sure you've heard the Bug Motors morning show already. Your only chance around to win Regal Cinemas movie tickets. Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, your authorized train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Services, a family serving families since 1905. Of course, our live internet broadcast at kdcountry.com, brought to you by Chris Owen, your Allstate agent in Lynchburg. High school sports fans are always in good hands with Chris Owen. And this is the Subway postgame show, brought to you by Subways in Altavista. MySubwayCard.com. Go register your card, get some free points. Good stuff going on at Subway. That's going to do it for us. Scooter Duff, fantastic job, by the way, in his first game running the scoreboard for the Colonels. Might even replace his old man sooner rather than later. Nobody's going to replace Agent Zero, Oscar Briggs. You'll be with me Friday night, Oscar, before we wrap it up. Man, fun one here tonight. How excited are you about that game Friday?
I'm pumped. Knowing that the Colonels had that 5-point lead with about 5.5 minutes left, and just uncharacteristically easy for me to say, let it slip away from them. I think the Colonels are going to go in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, looking to break that win streak from the Wildcats.
And let's not forget, no district tournament anymore. Dan Rivers 2A, Altavista's 1A. Last time Thornhill and Company and the Johnson brothers and Nietzsche Malbeck are going to have a chance at the Dan River Wildcats. You know they'd love to go out against those guys with a victory, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be hard to come by down there in Ringgold for sure. That'll wrap it up for us. Altavista 62-24, a winner over Gretna. You heard it all live on 105.5 KD Country.